Finding a Star 1. Serious and Horrifying Floods. I am Dr. Midway. I am a physicist. I'm learning astronomy. In a few videos, I like to share with you how to find a star by reading its coordinates. The story starts with a winter sky in a holiday season. In the Twin Cities, you look to the southeast. 3 bright stars lining up become the belt of constellation Orion, the hunter. If you draw a line downward along the 3 stars, you can see a very bright star. That is Sirius. It is the brightest star in the night sky. On the shoulder of the Orion is also a bright star, Betelgeuse. That's this one. On the left side, another shining star, Procyon. These 3 stars are called Winter Triangle. Here are the constellations. The star Procyon is in Canis Minor. It is a small dog. It's so small, there's no dog. So let's put a small dog there. Sirius is in Canis Major. That's why it's called dog star. I have to put a picture of a Sirius Black in there and his crazy sister, Bellatrix. She's on the shoulder of the Orion. Sirius is particularly important for ancient Egyptians. Let's back up 5,000 years into 3,000 before Common Era. Now we're in Egypt. It is 3000 BC, in July 12th, early in the morning, 4 o'clock. We can see Orion. It's right there. But we haven't seen Sirius yet. I'm going to go fast forward time. We'll see Sirius rising just a little bit before the sun and after sunrise. Because it's so bright, we no longer see Sirius. So it's here. Now I'm going to play the video. Watch here. It is rising, now disappearing because of the sun coming out. You may ask me why there's a grass. It's not Egypt. That's because I don't know how to switch that picture. How about I put a pyramid there? Now it's Egypt. Okay, when Sirius is still visible, I click on it. You can see it's Sirius. This phenomena is called heliacal rising, meaning rising just before the sun. That's why it's called a morning star. It's particularly important because after Egyptians see the star, they know there will be flood. After years of being tormented by floods of the Nile River, some smart ones figured that out. The flood will happen after heliacal rising, so they move to higher places after they see it. The flood will go away in November. That's the time they start to sow. From March to June, they have to work hard to harvest before the sun and the Sirius rise together again. If you search Sirius on Wikipedia, you will find this. The right ascension and declination are the coordinates of Sirius. Nowadays, with smartphone apps and smart telescopes, you can just search whichever star you want to see. Then why do we want to understand the star coordinates, the right ascension and declination? Because we can. So here we go. Let's dial back to some middle school learning, the latitude. Those circles are the lines of latitude. We can cut a cross-section through south and north pole. We connect the point from the center of Earth to a latitude labeled 30 degree here. Then the angle between this line and the equatorial plane is the 30 degree. That's the definition. The same thing for 60 degree line of latitude. And for the north, we use a positive or you label N. For the south, you label S or use negative. Here's a picture of 39 degree north Mason-Dixon line separating Pennsylvania and Maryland. Lines of longitude, also known as meridian, is a half circle of Earth from North Pole to South Pole. 0-degree lines defined as prime meridian, which goes through London. This is a better 3D picture. The meridians are projected onto the equatorial plane. An angle is 30 degrees between the projection of the prime meridian here and the 30-degree meridian. That's how the 30-degree angle is defined. Those lines are imaginary. When you go travel, don't look for it unless you are in London. Imaginary, right? In the Royal Observatory, Greenwich, there is indeed a prime meridian on the ground. You can see the line. Why the prime meridian is set in London? Because it's the Victorian era. Britain became center of the world's transportation. Strangely, in that time, pineapple is a fancy luxury fruit to show a person's social status. Okay, we're done with middle school. Imagine there's a transparent sphere around Earth. It is much larger, and every star and planet in the sky has a projection on this sphere, the celestial sphere. If an alien is watching us in the universe from a spaceship, he or she can see Earth spinning like this. It moves counterclockwise if you look from top down, but on Earth we cannot feel it, so we think Earth does not spin. It is a celestial sphere rotating around Earth. Now it is clockwise when you look top down. The celestial sphere is moving clockwise. Now let's project lines of latitude and longitude onto the celestial sphere. Lines of latitude become lines of declination. That's this. And the lines of longitude become lines of right ascension. And interestingly, the right ascension is not in degrees, it's in hours. The North Pole becomes North Celestial Pole, and the South Pole becomes South Celestial Pole, and the equator becomes Celestial Equator. That is you, the observer. Raise your hand high, point your finger into the sky vertically. Imagine there is a line from the center of Earth, go through your feet, your finger, and go high above. When it crosses celestial sphere, the crossing point is your zenith point, means the highest point, and extend the line the other way around, going downward, go through China. To the other side of celestial sphere, the crossing point is nadir, the lowest point. From the definition of a latitude, let's extend the line at 30 degrees onto the celestial sphere, then draw a parallel line that is a line of declination at 30 degrees north. We can do the same with 60 degrees and mirror them to the south. Then we get a -30 and a -60 lines of declination. What about Sirius? Its declination is -16 degrees. Let's ignore the arc minute and arc seconds. It is minus, so it's in the south hemisphere. The 16-degree angle is with respect to the equatorial plane. So there's Sirius. It is fairly straightforward to draw on this graph, but in reality, you stand outside, even though you know your latitude, but you need to find out where is the equatorial plane, and then go another 16 degrees south. To make this easier, in the next video, I'm going to talk about observer's meridian and a systematic way to use angle of declination. Finally, a question. Why doesn't the dog star laugh at any joke? Because it's too serious. Haha. Please feel free to subscribe and leave comments, and thanks for watching.